Most people assume that power works best on the loud, the aggressive, the dominant. We imagine control as something that requires force, intimidation, or emotional pressure. But history, psychology, and everyday life quietly reveal something different. The people who are truly difficult to manipulate, intimidate, or dominate are often the calm ones. Not because they're passive or weak, but because calmness disrupts the very mechanisms control depends on. Control thrives on reaction. It feeds on fear, anger, urgency, and confusion. When someone can provoke an emotional spike in you, they gain leverage. They can rush your decisions, twist your perspective, or push you into choices you wouldn't normally make. Calm people don't offer that opening. Their steadiness acts like a locked door. No matter how hard you knock emotionally, nothing rattles. A calm person doesn't mean an unfeeling person. They feel deeply, but they don't broadcast it. This distinction is crucial. Emotional manipulators rely on reading faces, tone shifts, and impulsive responses. Calm individuals deny them that data. When there's no visible panic, no anger, no defensiveness, the manipulator is left guessing. And uncertainty is the enemy of control. There's also a psychological imbalance created when someone stays calm under pressure. The aggressor expects escalation. They expect raised voices, rapid justifications, emotional counterattacks. When none of that arrives, the dynamic flips. The calm person unintentionally becomes the anchor of the interaction, while the other person begins to look unstable, reactive, or insecure by comparison. Calm people don't rush. Urgency is one of the most common tools of control. Decide now. This is your last chance. If you don't respond immediately, you'll lose everything. Calm individuals instinctively slow the pace. They pause. They ask questions. They take time. By refusing to match urgency, they dismantle the pressure strategy entirely. Another reason calm people are hard to control is that they don't seek validation in the same way. Many people are easily influenced because they crave approval, belonging, or reassurance. Calm individuals tend to be internally anchored. Their sense of worth doesn't fluctuate wildly based on external reactions. That makes threats like rejection, ridicule, or social pressure far less effective. Silence is another underestimated weapon of calm people. Silence makes others uncomfortable. In conversations, silence creates space where the other person often reveals more than they intended. Manipulators hate silence because it removes momentum. Without constant engagement, they lose the ability to steer the interaction. Calm people are comfortable letting silence do the work. Calm individuals are also observant. Because they're not consumed by emotional turbulence, they notice patterns. They see inconsistencies. They recognize when words don't align with actions. This awareness makes manipulation harder to sustain. Control relies on distraction. Calm awareness brings clarity, and clarity collapses false narratives. There's a quiet confidence embedded in calmness. It's not loud or performative, but it's deeply unsettling to those who rely on dominance. Calm people don't need to prove themselves. They don't over-explain or over-defend. This signals strength without confrontation, and when someone can't be baited into defending themselves, accusations lose their power. Calm people also set boundaries without drama. They don't threaten, yell, or justify endlessly. They simply state limits and enforce them. This consistency is frustrating to anyone trying to push, guilt, or coerce. Emotional tactics fail when they meet calm repetition instead of emotional negotiation. Another overlooked factor is patience. Control often depends on wearing someone down. Repetition, pressure, persistence. Calm people can wait. They don't crumble under prolonged tension. Their patience outlasts the manipulator's stamina. Eventually, the person seeking control either escalates and exposes themselves or gives up entirely. Calmness also disrupts hierarchy. In many social dynamics, the most reactive person is unconsciously seen as lower status. The calm person appears grounded, composed, and self-directed. Others begin to orient toward them for stability. This subtle shift in perceived authority makes control attempts backfire. Importantly, calm people don't confuse peace with compliance. They can be firm without being hostile. They can say no without explaining their entire life story. This balance is rare and powerful. It prevents others from mistaking calmness for weakness, while still refusing to engage in emotional warfare. When someone tries to provoke a calm person, they often end up escalating themselves. Raised voices, exaggerated threats, emotional outbursts. The contrast becomes obvious. The calm person doesn't need to expose manipulation. The manipulator reveals it on their own. Calm people are also less predictable. Because they don't react impulsively, others can't easily anticipate their next move. Control requires prediction. If you can't predict how someone will respond, you can't reliably steer them. Calmness introduces uncertainty where manipulators crave certainty. There's a deeper layer too. Calm individuals often have made peace with discomfort. They can sit with tension, awkwardness, or conflict without rushing to escape it. Many people are controlled simply because they want discomfort to end as fast as possible. Calm people don't hand over power just to feel relief. In the end, calmness is not passive. It's disciplined. It's intentional. It's the result of self-awareness and emotional regulation. And that's why it's so threatening to systems and individuals built on control. You can't dominate someone who owns their internal state. The irony is that calm people rarely seek power over others, yet they possess a form of power that can't be taken, threatened, or manipulated away. It doesn't shout. It doesn't intimidate. It simply exists, steady and immovable. And that's why, in a world addicted to reaction, the calm person stands quietly untouchable.